What's going on, everyone? And today I wanted to make a video to explain how you can grow your Robinhood portfolio. So first, I'm going to start off by saying that this won't happen in a week, 2 weeks, a month, even 3 months. Like, this really takes a good long time for it to grow. If you're buying some stocks like ETFs or Microsoft, Apple, like if you're buying some strong stocks, it's going to take a good time for them to actually grow. And the other thing is, you're going to need to start saving up more money and investing more money into stocks. Because the reality of the thing is, the more money you put into stocks in the stock market, the more potential you have for a return. So if you look right here for my 3-month progress, I've netted a 9.28 return. That's based on my whole investment. So if you look at how much money I have invested in stocks, I'll gain a 9.28 return on that. So the more money I put in, you multiply that by 9.28%, like it's going to be a higher number. So of course, the more money you invest, the more you can get back. So I'm going to make a separate video for that, on how you can save more money, how you can cut out unnecessary expenses and stuff like that. But that's for another video. Today I'm really just going to go over some tips and tricks, some goals and guidelines that you can follow to grow your Robinhood portfolio. So let's get right in it. The first step is to set a realistic goal. Give yourself the appropriate timeline and time frame to reach this goal and have something to work towards. I feel like having these goals or milestones really helps drive you to make smarter and better decisions. And when you are investing and saving up that money to deposit, you have that goal in mind, and it's just another reason to invest more money into the stock market or into the stocks you already own and building that growth. So one goal that I had for myself in 2019 was to reach $10,000. Like, I didn't give myself a specific time frame. I was hoping for the end of 2019, but I was also okay if it went over that. But $10,000 was my first major goal, my first milestone. And once I broke that, I was like, okay, now that I have 10,000, like, let's go up and take it a step further, 25,000. So I know that one's going to take a while, but now I have a number or something to work towards, and it keeps me motivated. The next step, if you want to grow your Robinhood portfolio, is to learn a trading style and stick with it. Before you move on to a new kind of investment style or strategy, you make sure you have the previous one nailed down, you know what you're doing, and you have been making consistent profits off of it. So in my opinion, a good style for beginners, something that doesn't really require you to do much research, is holding for the long term. So just buy a couple ETFs like VGT and the S&P 500, and then just hold that for the long run and watch your money accumulate that way. It's maybe not as lucrative as trading options or swing trading. You won't see those numbers climb as quickly, but keep in mind that for things like that, you could also lose money rather quickly as well. But I would suggest picking one form of investment strategy in stocks, sticking to it until you've mastered it, or you have a very solid understanding of it, and then you can explore other kind of trading methods and then move on from there. But stick to one, learn that one very well, learn how to make money with that strategy, and then you can move on to another style. The next thing you want to do to grow your portfolio is invest in solid stocks. And to go coupled with this, I would also advise against buying a stock just because you saw another YouTuber buy it. You really want to understand why they bought it if you are going to buy a stock they just bought. Really understand the business you're investing into and if they're going to be giving you any profits in the near future. The worst thing that can happen is you see someone bought a stock, you buy it too because you're trusting them, and then they lose money and you lose money, and then everyone's unhappy. So really, you want to do your own research. Like, each and every single one of these stocks I have in my portfolio, I spent weeks upon weeks reading up on the company, reading reports, watching videos, and really getting to understand the company itself, and then looking into if they have any profits coming up in the future, and what their current valuation is, and then I make a decision for when I should buy their stock. So you want to get into the habit of really doing your research before you purchase a stock and making sure that it's something that will give you value. And on top of that, some little tip is just buy ETFs, especially if you're a beginner, because they're already diversified and they're managed by a separate entity. So Vanguard is a good example. VGT is an ETF. They basically do all the managing for you, and it's a bunch of other stocks, and it's a little expensive, but in the end it's worth it. And that's something that's very beginner friendly. Even to this day, I make most of my portfolio grounded in ETFs because of how secure they are. But yes, that's pretty much that step. You do not want to invest in stocks just because someone else did, and you want to make sure that you're very well versed in what that company is. Next, you have something that really takes time to actually build up the money, but the next step is to make regular deposits. It's so important that you really get into a habit of making a minimum deposit, like a month, even if it's just $10, depending on your budget or where you are in life. Just a little bit, and make it like a routine where, like, at the end of every month I'm going to deposit $50, or at the end of every week I'm going to deposit $50, or whatever you want to create for yourself given your financial situation. You really want to make regular deposits so that your portfolio overall grows. And that sounds, again, like a no-brainer, like, no duh, that's what I should be doing, but you'd be surprised how people just kind of make an initial deposit of like $500 and then they try to multiply that into something bigger. And while that is possible, it's really not as helpful, or won't really grow your money as fast as you saving up money and then reinvesting it into the stock market. The final step is to not trade emotionally. I've been there before, and as a beginning investor, when you first have that big dip in the market, you're going to feel it and you're going to want to do this, but it's do not trade emotionally. Especially for beginners, they're not used to seeing their money go down, or nobody likes to see their money go down. So my first big dip was right here, where I was up $215, and then over a span of 2 days, I lost half of those profits. I went from up 215 to now up 105. So in that short time span, I started panicking because I thought my stock portfolio was going to keep dropping. I was going to lose all my money, and I was just overthinking it, and I was just like, I should sell all my stocks right now and just give up. But I pushed through it, and within the next couple weeks, it actually exploded, and my profits they were just skyrocketing. So I did not regret holding on to my positions, and I was so grateful that I did not trade emotionally. And this actually happened not so long ago again too, in December, where towards the end of the year 2019, we had a big dip right here, and as you can see, I went from 610 to 400, so that's a $200 loss. And instead of selling my shares, I kept them, and then within the next week, they all rebounded, and they've continued to grow since then. So that's going to wrap up the video, and just to recap, the 5 tips to grow your Robinhood portfolio are to set a realistic goal for you to work towards, choose and master a trading style that you can make profits with, make regular deposits, pick solid stocks to invest in, and then last but not least, do not trade emotionally. When things are going down in the market, just hold on to your shares and have confidence that you did your research. Those are good stocks, especially if they're ETFs, and it's only a matter of time before they rebound back up. So I really hope this helps out some investors, especially people who are struggling just in the beginning. And if this worked for you, let me know in the comment section down below. If you have any questions for what kind of other videos I should make, feel free to drop them down again in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to do a video on whatever theme or topic you guys want me to do it on. So thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day, and best of luck with your investments.